Hi, I'm Jeff Ledbetter, Roundtable Product Architect, and today I want to show you the first video in a series of tips about our new feature, the lab feature that's available in Roundtable 11.5. And the lab feature allows you to do private parallel development on your P-code and doc objects within the context of a workspace. So you can do this privately without affecting other developers. So let me show you how that's done. So I'm using our plugin client for Progress Developer Studio, and I've already gotten my workspace created. So the first thing I need to do is create a task. Everything in Roundtable is done under a task, and a lab is no different. So we're just going to call this my demo lab. And the manager and programmer are Bobby Progress, the all-knowing developer. And my share status is going to be a share status of task. For a lab, you have to use a share status of non-central because it's actually the task directory that's going to be the container for our lab objects. And this is my detailed description here. And I'll choose OK. And I activate it. And now I'm armed and ready with my task that can be used as a lab. So my lab view is already open. So in order to add an object to my lab so I can work on it privately, I just need to find it. So in this particular case, we're going to modify the message object. So I'll right click and choose Add to Lab. And the object is extracted from the repository and placed in my local directory. So we have several options here on the context menu. I'm going to choose Open. And we're going to make an easy change here by adding a new method for a warning message. And I'll save that. And I can go ahead and right click and choose Compile. And it's actually compiling and living in my lab folder. And it's not checked out, and I'm not affecting what others are doing in the workspace. What I can do in advance is I can bring up my Properties UI, and I can go ahead and put in my update notes, because when I actually do check it out and it becomes part of Roundtable, the new object version will inherit the update notes that I put in here. So we'll just say add a new warning method. Now choose OK. So we'll say that it tests out in our local testing, and I'm ready to bring it into Roundtable. So what I can do at this point, I can choose Checkout, and we'll create a new revision. And now it leaves my lab, and the object is actually in my checkout under my task with a share status of task. So at this point, the normal Roundtable controls take over. But the idea is, since I've done most of my testing here in my local lab directory, at this point, I could just change the share status to central, and I could compile with xref like I normally would. Everything looks good, and then I could just check it in. And now I've made all these changes, and I did them locally in my private directory, so the object was only checked out for a short amount of time. So the advantage there is that we're minimizing the amount of time that the object is being locked and preventing others from working on it. So in our next tip, we're going to show you what to do when others have made changes and how you can merge those changes in with yours. So stick around.